Hello everybody and welcome to Thursday Thunder, powered by the AdRad Radiator experts. And Trevor Green joins me. G'day, Trev.
How you going, Wade? Good to be here.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to a big year for this program. We're looking forward to taking people across New Zealand, the USA, and here in Australia. There's plenty going on.
Yeah, it's great. I think I'm really looking forward to the show too. Get a real insight of what's going on behind the scenes, a sprint car racing right around the country. I think it's going to be great for the fans, especially during winter when there's not much racing to go and watch.
Well, there's not supposed to be much going on, Trev, but you've got a bit going on right now. What's going on there?
Yeah, unfortunately through a bad injury to Danny Smith. He come and subbed for me this year, so it's quite ironic that he's now broken his back, and I'm leaving Monday week to go over and race for him.
Some people have all the luck.
Well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, I guess so. Tough job. Now, we've got coming up on today's program a couple of great online guests. We'll be speaking very shortly with Danny Reedy and the new Australian sprint car champion, James McFadden, who did an excellent job to win at Darwin. Plus, in studio very soon, we'll be speaking with Titan Garage's boss man, Reeve Kruk, and former Australian Super Sedan champion, Chris Blunden, one of the greats of South Aussie Super Sedan racing.
Absolutely, yeah. Him and only Brad Scotch are the only two that have won the Australian title from Adelaide, both in Adelaide at Speedway Park, as it was known back then.
Yeah, Speedway City these days, of course. Now, Danny Reedy is an interesting character. He's been racing pretty well with the family funding is probably the best way to put that, but he's launched into a very impressive promo video, which he's now got on YouTube, and he's on the sponsor hunt. We were impressed. We thought we'd give you a bit of a look at it now and catch up with Danny at the end of it. Sprint car racing is rapidly becoming one of the best value forms of entertainment on the market, attracting hundreds of thousands of fans to the venues across the country every summer and reaching a similar number of TV viewers on the One HD network. Sprint cars are spectacular, broadly appealing, marketable, accessible, and realistic in its cost effectiveness for sponsorship.
Reedy Racing ventured 7 years ago. Started off small with one car, one motor and a small truck, and now we've ventured to a professional outfit with 3 to 4 motors and 2 or 3 cars with a latest state-of-the-art truck. Sponsors get enormous exposure throughout World Series and the other events we contest in throughout the season, with exposure on and off the track, but to tens of thousands throughout the country and hundreds of thousands on TV.
Pretty impressive job from Danny Reedy. He's got to be impressed with that too.
Oh, absolutely. Danny's just a great competitor, and as the season went on, just really started dominating racing. I think he had got 10 podiums in the last 10 races that he ran, and he was extremely unlucky at the Australian title. So looking forward to having a chat with Danny.
Well, Danny is online right now. How are you, mate? Welcome to Thursday Thunder.
Yeah, good, thanks, guys. How are we today?
We're going well. As Trevor was just saying, we've just had a look at your promo clip. You've got to be impressed with the way that things have turned out there. How did the idea come about?
Yeah, look, Wade, it's a tricky one trying to get sponsors in this sport, so, you really need to go for every edge that you can, and I just thought we'd take it to the next level and try and show people what we can actually do and what we can give them as part of a team package, other than just trying to explain it to them, and, as word of mouth. Obviously, footage is a lot better, and they can put themselves in our shoes and see what's going on.
Now, you recruited one of the best cameramen in the game in Richard Rowley to fly up. Would he just spend a few hours with you at the shop? Like, how did it all pan out?
Yeah, I spoke to Rich for several weeks before we went ahead and did it, and we come up with a bit of a game plan and sort of picked a few targets to go with in the race shop, and we just got him up there for the day, flew him up first flight in the morning and last flight out at night, and spent the whole day on the camera and with the crew guys mucking around with the car, and we come up with something pretty spectacular.
Well, I hope it works for you, mate. You've got not long, really, before we start to kick off with the season ahead, and as usual, he's probably got 40 or 50 races penned in. Greenie, we were speaking, coming here today, about a concern that you have for Danny, given the form he's been showing recently.
Absolutely, like he was really the form driver in Darwin. He was quick time and was really dominating the event as he has for the last 10 races. He's been really, really fast. And as Danny had a bit of an up and down season the season before, and as the season progressed this year, he just really was looking so good. Now, Danny, you're going from your J&Js to Eagle. What's the go after having such a strong ending to the season?
Yeah, that's a tough call, Trev, especially when you do go so good. You don't really want to change cars because you feel like you're taking a step backwards. But I originally used to drive the Eagle chassis, and I did so for about 5 years. But look, we had a couple of years with the J&J, and they're a really strong car. They're really, really fast car when you get them going right. The only problem is trying to get them right. And if you're not driving 110%, they're a really hard car to try and set up and get spot on each time you hit the track. So by going to an Eagle, we theoretically, when we are struggling a bit, when we're not making podiums and that, you're obviously not driving your best. So you want something that can accommodate why you're not quite up in the seat and, give that driver that little bit more of an extra edge, which is what we're looking for. An
important word there was theoretically that Danny threw in there. Danny, you were lightning at the start of the year too. You remember the first couple of rounds of World Series, you had good car speed. It's just that things sort of fell apart around that Christmas, New Year period in the centre where, unfortunately, it counts a lot.
Definitely, Wade. It's a very strong mind game sport, this, and, you can start off good like we did with high hopes and a few good results, and then all of it takes is one bad run, and it can sort of set you in a bit of a groove, which it did for us this year. And through the middle of the year there, we struggled. We tore up a fair bit of gear, and once we got our minds around it and mindset, and sort of went out there with nothing to lose, I guess, after that. And as we do every year, we finish off the year pretty strong, and it's just the way it panned out again this year. Hopefully next year we can make it last the whole year and have a consistent run all year. Would be perfect.
Danny, you came into sprint car racing as one of the party boys, one of the charismatic characters of the sport. Dare I say it, are you growing up a little in the last sort of year and a bit? You're sort of becoming more aware of the fact you're going to have to do this by yourself at some point without mum's help?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's also at the start I didn't really know where I was heading with this sport. At the time it was just a bit of fun for us and the family, and get together and go do a bit of travelling, and we met lots of good people throughout the years that we did it and we're starting off, and one thing led to another, and now it's basically my full-time job. So yeah, I've got to take it serious to a degree, and each year we get further and further involved and more in depth in the whole sport. So it's definitely builds on you.
Righto, Danny, it's been good to talk to you. Hey, just quickly, you're still going to be using the VIP shocks next year, because I think that was the big thing when you really got going at the end of the year.
Yeah, look, Trev, not sure, mate. Willie, my crew chief, is pretty keen on these new VRPs, as he has been for a while, and it's just a matter of getting rid of all the other shocks I've got and sticking with one or the other. The Avcos, they obviously did shine for me. The other shocks through several of the shows there this year. It's just the way things work out. When you go good with one thing, you think that works, so you change it. So we'll see how we go. We've got a few months to think about it and work with it, and we've got shock dynos coming over, so we'll take it from there, and we'll play around with a few.
Danny, good luck to you, mate. You've got a couple of months to get some sponsorship deals together. I hope the new promo video works out for you, and looking forward to seeing you when things kick off October, November. Yeah, thanks a lot, Wade and Trev. You're a lot of help. You guys we'll see you around, that's for sure. I mean, you guys don't miss a show, so good to catch up with you. All right, Bunge. See you, mate. No worries. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you, mate. Danny Reedy, one of the great characters of Australian sprint car racing here on Thursday Thunder.